60 to 80% of people had their gastrointestinal symptoms, including but not limited to bloating, triggered by either raw vegetables or by high FODMAP foods. High FODMAP foods contain lots of prebiotics, which feed bacteria. And as we developed a moment ago, if there is either an overgrowth or a dysbiosis imbalance, then a lot of food for the bacteria may actually be feeding the source of the problem. And one more clinical trial, they took 30 people, half had IBS, half were healthy. They all ate high FODMAP, so high prebiotic, for 2 days. And as you would maybe expect, the IBS patients, the sensitive or injured gut patients, had higher levels of gas production as measured by hydrogen, more bloating, more abdominal pain, and also fatigue. So again, if you're hearing eat fruits and vegetables and you're saying, but I do, and then I get flared, you're not alone. And let's go into what we can do to unravel this or repair this or rehab the injury. So we've been discussing one of the mechanisms, which is bacterial overgrowth. So let's start there. 2023 clinical trial took IBS patients and for 2 weeks put them on a low FODMAP diet. And look at this. Just with a low FODMAP diet alone, there was a 30% resolution rate of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And also, as you would expect, improvements in the symptoms of IBS. Now, if they added to that, so on top of the low FODMAP diet, they also administered a probiotic as Saccharomyces boulardii, the clearance rate of overgrowth went to 40%. So two things that can be quite powerful, low FODMAP and probiotics. And one more study I wanted to share with you. This was a 2021 clinical trial. They had IBS patients go on a low FODMAP diet, and they found that dysbiosis was also improved by a low FODMAP diet. So the first study was overgrowth being brought down. The second study found that populations of healthy bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium were actually improved. So we see both a correction of overgrowth and a balancing of dysbiosis via the low FODMAP diet and potentially also being facilitated by probiotics. Okay, so this is two simple techniques that you can use for the overgrowth and the dysbiosis. What about inflammation and leaky gut? 2021 clinical trial, they gave IBS patients a low FODMAP diet for 3 months. They found less leaky gut, less inflammation, and less anxiety. Quoting, the present study found the low FODMAP diet, LFD, improved gastrointestinal symptoms, psychological states, so there's the gut-brain connection, and quality of life in patients with IBS. Additionally, a concurrent improvement in small intestinal permeability or leakage or leaky gut and intestinal mucosa integrity occurred. So this is that inflamed or injured lining that might be triggered by the roughage in vegetables, and good evidence showing that a low FODMAP diet can start to rehab that injury. I should also mention that similar findings, and this comes from a meta-analysis in Frontiers in Immunology, documented that probiotics can lead to reductions in leaky gut and inflammation. So the same tools are hitting multiple mechanisms: SIBO, dysbiosis, inflammation, leaky gut. The other component here that I think is important to mention is histamine. If you've been researching in gut health, you may have come across histamine as a culprit. Part of the immune system and inflammatory response is the signaling molecule histamine. Wonderful randomized control trial, Journal Gut, 2017. They put people with IBS on the low FODMAP diet for 3 weeks. They found an 8-fold reduction in urinary histamine. And they also commented that histamine is an important signaling molecule underlying IBS symptoms. And these findings have been replicated by others because there was some early criticism of this study having limited or flawed methodology, but a 2021 randomized controlled trial also found the same. Why this matters is inflammation and histamine are part of this inflammatory response, and inflammation can make you more sensitive to gas pressure. One of the theories behind why bloating occurs is not that people will always have more gas per se, some will, but some may have normal gas, normal pressure, but they're hypersensitive to that pressure. And why they're hypersensitive is because inflammation makes you more sensitive to pain signaling molecules, one of which is called substance P. So just to again show you that one tool here, the low FODMAP diet, can also remedy or rehab high histamine levels. And I should mention that on the show in previous episodes, we've discussed many studies that have found other histamine-mediated condition, like environmental and seasonal allergies, can be improved by the use of probiotics.